Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. Uh, Today is, well, making of this video is October 28th, but I think this video will be coming out um, October 31st, if not November 1st, somewhere in there. Um, that actually will be kind of new start, or not new start. It will be a checkpoint for me that I've been kind of waiting on, and I wanted to give you guys an update on that and what my goals are going forward. I've kind of been waiting the last couple weeks, just kind of get myself set up um, to do this video, not this video, but to talk about this. Nothing crazy, but I like to set myself some checkpoints. So I'll hit that most of the end of the video. Um, but just a heads up, I do have a bad cold right now, so I really feel like I'm about to sneeze. And that cold actually hit me earlier today, which um, caused me to break one of my two golden rules with Eve. And then I broke my other golden rule earlier yesterday, which I'll bring up to you, which is probably the biggest golden rule you never break in Eve. Um, I'll talk about those really briefly. And then I'd like to do an update of my current character and then roll into how I've kind of planned out at least the next month of kind of a goal setting of where I want to be, what I want to start doing, and how I've set myself up for that in a very general sense. Oh shoot! I just realized I don't have my Eve hat on. Hold on one second. Uh, and I'm about to sneeze. Okay, I'm about to sneeze. Hold on one second. Maybe I can mic this, or I think I hit that. Okay, I didn't sneeze. Watch this. I'm gonna sneeze right in the middle of this. Um, so yeah, I have a little bit of a head cold, not terrible, but it did cause me, I think, this morning to break my video making golden rule, and that is, and I made this mistake years ago a couple of times where I forgot to turn the microphone on. So I actually did like a 25-minute video earlier today, and right near the end of it, I looked down and I realized the mic wasn't on. That said, oh shoot, I'm gonna sneeze again. Come on. Okay, it didn't come, but it's coming. The other thing you guys are gonna miss out on is during that video, um, the puppy, Maya, who is actually lying down next to me, attacked me multiple times while I was doing the video. It was kind of funny. So I'll be saving that video for myself. It will probably happen in the future. Um, she was actually sitting behind me watching me play and then needed attention a couple of times. So I think she's a little bit worn out right now, so you may not get to see her today. That said, first golden rule was not having the mic on, so I wasted 25 minutes. So I'm redoing some of that right now. The second golden rule that I broke, and I think we might have all done this, especially when we first started playing. Um, I let my skill cube go. I I booted up last night, and it came up with the most horrible sound in the world, saying, or the icon saying, "Your skill queue is empty." So that said, I did jump in real quick and threw in a bunch of skills. Now I've got about 21 days worth of skills in there. One thing that I used to do was overload at the end of my skill queue long running skills. This time when I'm playing, especially as an alpha, apologize for the sniffing. Um, I've been trying to do this a little bit differently. I'm coming at being an alpha from a different standpoint as far as the skill queue goes. I'm only raising skills up to level 4 or level 5 it if they definitely will benefit me as an alpha. An example of that would be raising your drone skill to level 5 so you can get all 5 drones, and then also get the drone integration. Is that what it's called? Or what is it there? Drone. Uh, oh, come on. Maybe I shouldn't do this when I have a cold. 'Cause I know I only raised it to level 3. Drone. Drones, drone sharpshooting, drone avionics, drone interfacing. So I could get that to level 3. It's a very big bonus for me, especially flying Galente, to get those drones to level 5 and then get the drone interfacing to get those 10% bonuses to the drone damage. Um, Reason being that a lot of times before I would put skills to level 5, and while they are a big bonus, and I think they're a really big bonus if you're going to be a mega, um, or once you're a mega, as an alpha, I think trying out the game and being fluid, I don't want to waste like most of these skills take 9 days to train. Um, well, the fifth level is 9 days, and as far as being a ship flyer, and the missions that you're doing, I don't think they greatly help you in alpha state. In Omega, they will. Kind of I remember doing that and really kind of running the numbers. They definitely do, but in my personal opinion, I don't think they do. So most of my skills, I'm only running up to level 3 and then looking for what else I have to do, which caused me to forget about my skill queue, and probably missed just a couple of hours of skilling, but still that's important. That said, um, I'm gonna drink a cup of coffee, hope I don't sneeze, and then we'll roll into the last part of the video is just kind of giving a quick update of the character. And as I'm doing that, I'll talk about what my overall goal I think I have right now is. Um, Obviously, goals can change, but it involves going to Omega and that sort of thing. So let me get a quick drink. Good, good, good. Okay, so about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago, I sat down. I did a quick video, and I try to like write little notes here as to things that I want to keep track of. And one of them was just to track my character. Now, I did write some notes earlier today because I was doing that video. um, but long story short, back on October 12th, I did a little bit of a character update. Just wrote down what her net worth is, Amanda Rose's net worth, what corp she was in, the Incursus, or what ship she was currently flying, where she lived, and then what her standings were with the major factions. Long story short, the worth has gone up some, not a huge amount, because I've been spending some ISK on BPOs and stuff like that to set myself up for the future. We'll talk about that here in a second. Then the second part is my skill points. I didn't write that down before. So right now I'm at 1.7 million skill points. That's total. So it's not skill points that have been assigned. It's just the total amount. So I think I have about 300 to 350 thousand skill points that I haven't assigned yet. I have the free skill points that you get as you're progressing. So I've still got about 3.3 million skill points that I can accumulate over the next whatever 2 months before I get to 5 million and my skill points cap out. That said, um, back on October 12th, my net worth was 86 million ISK. Uh, my current net worth is 247 million ISK. Net worth is a fluctuating number. It's an okay number, I think. Um, Long story short, you're really looking at how much fluid ISK you have on hand, not what your net worth is. One thing that I don't know if this is still in effect because haven't added any other characters to this account, but um, I know that back in the day, whatever Plex you had for the entire account would affect the number for the net worth of your character um, for all three characters. So if you had 2 billion in Plex, which for that account, it would count toward the number of your net worth for all three characters. So each character net worth would be like 2 billion and then plus whatever they actually had. So it was really kind of an off number. Now I haven't bought any Plex with this character, but uh, I that is actually where I'm moving on to for the next part of it, and what my goal is for the next month. And um, so right before I get there, I'll just do a quick update here. I did create the corporation, my tax haven. I did that in a couple video. I think it was 2 or 3 videos ago. Kind of explained what that was. It's a one-man corp, um, so I can just keep all the taxes to myself, which is a huge bonus. Um, and then I was flying the Cursus. I've actually grown up from there. I went from the Cursus to the Tristan, and now I'm starting to fly the Vexor. I'm still flying the Nereus and Venture. I don't see those changing a little bit, but I did pick up an Amicus so I can do some exploration, just a little bit on the side, so I can pick up a few things or do some uh, s- uh, uh, scanning for whatever event that's going on, like the Crimson Gauntlet's going on right now. So a little bit of an update there. Um, and then my main station has changed. Uh, I am now, well, I left my frigate and stuff in Misneden. I've actually moved my current operation down to Odette, which is only about 5 or 6 jumps away. But if you watch the last couple videos, um, those are it's in an island area, and I'm trying that out for a little while. And I just finished. If you watch the last video, building out this really simple. I built all the parts for it. This really simple Vexor. I've tried it in a couple missions. I'm still missing one part that's very important um, that I can't get. I haven't found the blueprint original for. I need to fly, I think, to Caldari space or Mimitar space to go grab it. So I'll probably grab that in the next day. Um, I think it's the omnidirectional thingy majigger that helps your drones in your mid slots. I gotta find that one. Weird, very weird that it's not a blueprint is not in original is not in Galente space. It's Galente actually focus on drones. So maybe I just made a mistake clicking on it or something like that. But other than that, the Vexor is fit out, um, and I've run it a couple times. It's done pretty well on the level twos. I really don't think I'll have much of a problem. It's just making it more efficient. Uh, bonus was having that micro warp drive on to get from point A to point B. A lot of the missions that I'm running, I have to fly like 80 kilometers to get from one gate to another while I'm shooting things, and this has sped things up a lot. I was spending a lot of time not doing that. So that said, all of that together, um, two major points going forward that I'm kind of laying the groundwork for the rest of my time playing Eve, at least for the foreseeable future, um, are number one, I've set up the corp taxes in a certain way so that I can account for things a little bit better. And then number two, the blueprint originals that I'm slowly picking up. Um, those will hopefully help me in the future as well. So let me just get a quick drink of this. So, really briefly, I'll talk about the blueprint originals. Um, I was debating on do I pick up blueprint copies or blueprint originals for some of the more expensive things, especially at the beginning of the game. And an example of that would be right now, my character only has about 98 million ISK, fluid ISK that he can spend. And to buy a Vexor Blueprint original would cost about 81 million ISK. So almost all of my on-hand cash I would have to spend on that. And here's the side point on it. If you're thinking short term, or if my ultimate goal wasn't to build things for the market, just build things that I wanted to have, then I would probably go into the contracts and just pick up a blueprint copy, a set of blueprint copies of the Vexor. Um, Instead of that, since I'm looking long term, now I'm not going to buy one right now, but over the next couple days, I'm probably going to buy and spend the money on a Vexor Blueprint Original. Short term, it will actually hinder me only because the Blueprint copy would be most likely fully um, uh, researched. So I'd spend less on my material goods and less on my uh, time spent to make the ship than if I use the Blueprint Original to build the ships. But way long term, if I was able to research that Blueprint Original all the way to a 10 material and a 20 time wise, I could make blueprint copies of that to be used. And it would just be a lot easier for me to produce vectors at a lower cost. The final part of that, and I'm just generalizing here, this is long-term thinking, um, that uh, every time I go to buy a blueprint copy, I think right now a blueprint copy original, I could get 10 runs for I think about 1,000,000 ISK for a blueprint copy. Let's just go check it out here real quick. We'll go into the contract section. Do 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 do. That would be under business or finance, and then we'll go into contracts. I think I was looking it up the other day, so it might even still be there. Contract search. Yeah, it's got Vexor here. Current region. We'll do a quick search. And if you notice, okay, so to get a blueprint copy of a Vexor, fully researched, gets you 10 runs. Right now, I could pick one of those up, Indo-Dixie, for 790,000 ISK. Here's one way to look at it. Okay, that's 10 runs. So for 790,000 ISK, if I, that means that for every one of those ships that I produce, I'm spending 79,000 more ISK for each run of it. Unless if I had had the blueprint original fully um, skilled or researched up, it would cost me nothing. So there is a savings there. Now it's not a full savings because of course I've got to spend money to research the blueprint original and I've got to spend time, and time is money in Eve. But if you're really looking at going long-term manufacturing, the investment of the money into the blueprint originals originally, I think is a good investment, even if it sets you back a little bit. Now, am I going to buy one right now? No. But I will buy one fairly soon and get that started on its research down the road. And you can skill it up to like a 5 and a 10 material in time pretty quickly. It's those final ones that will take a long time. And I probably won't do those until I go Omega. Woo. And then we transition into the last part of the video, which ironically I really wasn't planning to talk about or transition this way, but it actually transitions perfectly. So, cup of coffee. I should probably get tea for this cold, but I like coffee too much. I always buy these big packets of teas and then I never use them. Maybe I'll make some of that later on. You guys will be able to tell by the next video I do whether or not I'm drinking tea or not, because maybe my nose won't be stuffed up anymore. Anyway, so long story short, a couple videos ago, I made up that corporation, the tax haven, so I'm not spending the 11% ISK on NPC accounts. My long-term goal right now is to take the corporation and set it up so that it is funneling money to my corporate account, since I'm the only one in it, um, focused on making enough money that I could pay for the account with in-game currency. So what I ended up doing was, remember how I said you get an 11% tax from NPC corporations? I actually am charging myself 90% tax rate on my bounties and my mission objectives and even my daily goals or whatever it gives you. And all that is being funneled into my corporation. Now, I haven't accumulated a lot of money because I'm still only doing level 2 missions. Still only killing little frigates and cruisers. But as I progress, those amounts will increase. Right now, I think I'm at 13 million ISK. Nowhere near. It might be 0.1% of what I need. I don't know to get Plex and buy it with in-game currency. But the ultimate goal is, as I progress and get better, I'll make more money and I'll be safe in there. On the opposite end, the 10% that's left over, I'm leaving a little bit of a nest egg in there for to just have some fluid ISK around to buy blueprints and things like that. And then this next month, I'm going to try to focus about 40% of my gameplay on doing bound missions and stuff like that, flying around, and then start analyzing uh, and watching videos and things like that, and start trying to make money off of the markets or building things and selling them, seeing, okay, now I have my blueprint originals, now I can do a little bit of mining, now I can create a few things, now I can sell a few things and see where I can make money that way. And that will be my play money. That will be my, hey, we're still playing the game. If I want to buy something, a blueprint, if I want to invest in the market, something along those lines, that'll be my side isk. That 10% plus whatever profits I'm able to make from actually building things and marketing things. 'Cause I realized part of the last month or so while I was playing, even though I've created the game, the first time I'm ever trying to really work with the markets on a full tilt basis, starting from scratch, and producing things to sell for profit. I hadn't really done a whole lot of that yet. So, um, this being hopefully this today is October 28th. By the time this video comes out, um, I will be at a state where I'm ready to start doing a little bit of that. Am I going to try to do a lot? No, I really don't think you can go full tilt into it until you go Omega, but I can at least get started. I've watched a couple of videos. There's a guy out there who's doing a series of Alpha to Omega, just trying to do it through market trading and stuff like that. That's not exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to live doing this. Um, but we'll see what happens. And I'll give you guys updates as it goes along. And if I learn something, if I screw something up, that's where that is. But in general, that's where I'm going forward. Um, okay, she got up, she went outside, and now she's back. Come on over here so everybody can see you. There you are, pup. There you are. You a little tired? Okay. Okay. Good girl. Good girl. Last but not least, I don't know if I should bring this up, but with Eve, I've done my experiments at home, and I think one of my first couple of episodes, um, I talked about how I took my experimenting with Eve back in the day, and I'm kind of applying that to my regular life. A little small update. I talked about I got that little panel heater for the office space. So last night was the first night that our weather went just barely below freezing. I think it went to like 31 degrees or something like that. It didn't stay there for long, but it has gotten colder recently. Might be why I have this cold. But I'm going to pan up here real quick just to show you. Now, this is not well installed. I mean, it's installed the way it should be, but I'm going to clean it up down the road. But I did install the panel heater here. There it is right there, if you can see it. Um, and I'm trying it out today for the first time. It pulls 250 watts. It has kept the room a nice little warm. Goodness, nothing crazy. I don't feel overheated. Um, And everything that I read about it said it makes you feel like you're kind of sitting in the sun. I kind of feel like it's, like when you sit in front of a window and the sun's coming through it, how the sun kind of hits you that way. That's what it kind of feels like. My understanding with these panel heaters is that you just need to leave them on all the time. And then with their thermostat, they take quite a while to heat up a space. This one's only supposed to heat like 100 square feet, which is about the size of this room. I think this room's about 80 square feet, maybe around 100. You can get larger ones. But the biggest thing with this is it only takes 250 watts of energy, whereas a small ceramic heater takes, I think, over 400, 500 watts, and it's out of the way. I can't run into it or anything like that, but you guys can't actually tell. So here's the experiment part of it. I tried that out, but earlier this summer, with my experimenting, when I wasn't playing Eve, I, I I think I talked about this. I bought some solar panels, some very basic solar panels off of Amazon, and a controller, and I have actually run a power cord. This is terrible. Um, Here it is. Well, uh, is it too much of a bandage? So I literally have a power cord running from my batteries that are fully charged, were fully charged from there's a power cord there. Um, it's just a test. It's just a test. Uh, but from the batteries that were charged from the solar panels into the um, panel heater. If this works even a little bit, it will drastically save me on, um, I think, from on my heating bills. And before I go full tilt on buying more solar panels, before I go full tilt into doing the panels, before I go full tilt into rewiring everything and buying more batteries, I wanted to test this out. So far, it's doing pretty good. I'm actually right in the middle of my test right now. My first test of it, I wanted to see how long this would run on its own before it drains the batteries that I have set up on it, and I can do some calculations. Is this a DIY video? No. The reason why I bring up all this is I learned to experiment like this through Eve, trying out different things like I'm doing in this video right now, um, and like setting up the corporation and the tax haven, blah, 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 blah. I do a little bit of that. I don't have a tax haven, but I do a little bit of setting up accounts in my personal life. Um, but this is the type of thing I love to do is try something really small, like I'm doing with you right now, building small ships, moving into cruisers, learning from my mistakes, and moving on from that. So I'm using that in the real life. Ultimate goals down the road are I have a very small house. I want to build a gutter system and start bringing in the rainfall to maybe save some of that. I also want to. I had a garden at my old house, a very small garden. I want to put that out there, and I've actually looked at maybe getting a small greenhouse and putting that in. Nothing big. I'll never go big with that, but just something a little bit extra that is interesting. And a lot of that comes from me playing this game because this messing around in here gets you the tools to mess around other places. So that's just a quick update on my life and that sort of thing. I'll give you guys a little bit more of an update way down the road, whether or not this is worth it. Um, I think it's worth it so far for certain situations, but other situations I don't think so. So other than that, that's all I got for today. Luckily, I've noticed my microphone is still going. So, um, fantastic. Uh, Other than that, hey, you guys have a great day. Fly safe, fly dangerously. Fly safe, fly dangerously. Fly however the heck you want. I almost forgot my own catchphrase. Man, I am not feeling well. You wouldn't believe it by how up I am, but I think I just enjoy talking. Um, so fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however the heck you want. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.